The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hello and welcome to Open 2.0. I'm your host, Alyssa Cologne, and I hope you all are safe and healthy at home. The Open 2.0 crew, we always try to find opportunities and resources for you guys at home to go and look out for. Right now, we have something called The Door. The Door provides comprehensive employment and education programming to 500 young people every year between the ages of 16 and 24. Here to talk more about programs and resources for the Bronx youth is Elizabeth Hoagland, the Executive Director of the Door's Bronx Youth Center. Welcome to the show, Elizabeth Hoagland. And to start off this show, my first question is, can you tell us about the Door and what is the mission of the Door?
The Door's mission is to empower young people to reach their potential by providing comprehensive youth development services in a diverse and caring environment. In our Manhattan site, we pride ourselves on maintaining all of our comprehensive services under one roof. And our satellite location, the Bronx Youth Center, is again a satellite for career and education programming. So in our main location in Manhattan, we have an Adolescent Health Center. We are the Runaway Homeless Youth Drop-In Center for New York City. We have career and education programs, counseling, arts and recreation. We have a charter school, Broome Street Academy. We have legal services. And so you can just imagine it as sort of a one-stop shop for young people in New York City. At our Bronx Youth Center, we're a satellite for our career and education services. And so at the Bronx Youth Center, we serve young people ages 16 through 24, specifically to engage them in things such as high school equivalency classes for those young people that haven't completed their high school diploma or graduated from a high school equivalency program yet. We also have several advanced training and career readiness programs in sectors such as masonry, historical preservation, EMT, IT training programs, and construction programs. And so we have really comprehensive career and education programs at the Bronx site, in addition to everything else we have down in Manhattan.
That is really amazing. I never heard of the Door or what they did, but to understand a little bit more about it, that's really great to hear. My next question is, how has the Door and the Bronx Youth Center been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic?
Our number one priority is to ensure that young people have access to the vital services they need while maintaining a safe environment for everyone. So our program directors across all of our different programs have been rapidly moving to move our services to a virtual environment, as well as plans for getting vital services to young people during this challenging time.
And how do you think this pandemic is affecting Bronx youth and families right now?
I think right now, in terms of not just the Bronx young people we serve, but all over the city, but specifically focused on the Bronx, I think young people are facing a range of different challenges, of course, depending on where this crisis is impacting them. Namely, many young people's education is being disrupted because, as we know, we have great online curriculum being developed across the city. However, not all young people will have access to the technology to be able to access those online platforms. And so one of the things that I think we're doing very well is figuring out who of the young people we serve needs that technology and getting it to them. I think in terms of other more just basic needs, people are really struggling right now. So everything from clothing, shelter, access to meals. I think all of those things that were already an issue pre-crisis are just exacerbated and increased during this crisis time. And we're trying to be there for young people as much as we can during this time.
So you talked about the Door and the Bronx Youth Center developing new projects at this time. I wanted to ask, can you talk a little bit more about those virtual initiatives and resources you're working on?
Yes, absolutely. So I'll start sort of from everything from healthcare and on down. So right now, our health center is doing virtual visits through the Helo app. So if you are a young person that's already connected to the Door, just know that you can continue to meet with your provider over the Helo app. If you are not yet connected to our health services and you need those health services, you can email irodriguez at door.org for any physical health matters, and vmirzo, VMIRZO, at door.org for any counseling related needs. Also, we're here to help via text. And so if you text the Door, THEDOOR, to the number 66746, you can ask any general questions you want. And finally, at our health center, there's the after hours hotline, which is 212-453-0222. And then in terms of all of our other programs, we are moving those virtually. So if you go to our website, you can see the different programs and what's happening. We also encourage everyone to follow us on social media. Door NYC is our handle on Instagram. And you can always email info@door.org if you are in need of learning more about some of those services. But any service that we have, we are either moving rapidly virtually online as quickly as we can, or there are these other resources that I mentioned. Also think it's very important to note to anyone learning more about us, all of our services are free and confidential. And so, there's no cost for accessing it healthcare if you need it, and you're within our age range for young people. And there's no cost to any of our services that you need and gain access to and are eligible for.
So how can the communities and youth get involved with the Door and the Bronx Youth Center?
So, as I mentioned, the best thing to do is to go to our website, and all of the various contacts for programs are there. And the easiest way to access any of them is to email info@door.org. And then from there, a specialist will connect young people to the appropriate person to get involved. And again, we have that text line if you have general questions. And so just repeating that text line again, you text the Door, all one word, THEDOOR, to the number 66746 to ask those general questions, and you'll be immediately connected to somebody.
Thank you. And my last question is, do you have any advice and tips for the youth and families during this pandemic?
I think number one priority should be staying safe. One of the stats we were looking at is in the 18 through 44 age group. That's one of the common populations that's actually being affected in ways that's not as publicized. And also, I think many young people right now just have a lot of relatives that are vulnerable. And so, since we're that age group that is most likely to be passing the virus around, is just kind of stay safe and think about your families. I also think it's really important right now to, just an inspiring note, like, don't put your dreams aside during this time. I know it's a very scary time and it's an uncertain time, but if this is like you said at the beginning of our discussion, this is also the perfect time to really do some reflection on where you want your life to go. And more often than not, the Door is going to be here to support you in those goals. And so we have, between our career and education programming and all of the other wraparound supports like arts and recreation, legal services, health center, charter school, and the list goes on. We're here really to help you, and we will figure out ways to get you the support you need.
I just want to say thank you so much, Elizabeth, for joining us and talking to us about the Door Bronx Youth Center and explaining to us what it is and how to get involved and what they provide for those. And I want to say thank you for the viewers joining in today and for watching this video and for you guys to be more informed on what to do during this pandemic. Thank you so much for coming in, Elizabeth, and thank you again for the viewers as well. I hope you all stay healthy and safe during this time, and I'll catch you back next time on Open 2.0. Thank you.